Mason Mount and Mateus Cunha are able to start against Chelsea. Now, what does that mean for us? I don't know. I want to try and tell you what I think should happen on that game and what hopefully we can do to win the game. You know? Yeah, if you're new, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, strap on, let's get right into this. Manchester United facing Chelsea this Saturday. So what does that mean for us? Amrin needs to get a good start of the game, and we actually need to get some points on the board. Because right now we're not doing right. We're not doing nothing at all. So to get into this game, I hope Amrin has had that conversation, because it was breaking that apparently there was always going to be a conversation held with Amrin and Jim Ratcliffe. Apparently it's like a normal scheduled meeting. I don't think it's an emergency meeting. Apparently it's on news outlets. They said that it's just a normal scheduled meeting about the games and Amrin's position. Amrin said about in his press conference he's talking about a new contract, so situations going on. He didn't say this to him or any players, but they were just talking about general things. They obviously spoke about his performances as being Man United manager and stuff. And as you can see, the board clearly back him on his decision making of the formations. Also in a press conference, Amrin's also hinted to the stats where we are, in terms of XG, the highest team in the league. But Amrin's concerns were about the players going from box to box. So, for example, the defensive half of the box, we're not doing good in that area. And also in the final third of the box, we're not scoring enough goals and making the clinical chances turning out to be goals. So Amrin said that in his conference, and I kind of do agree with him. Like, as you can see, Man United's time under Amrin hasn't been the best. There's always record-breaking news out there with him, and it's now time for fans are saying it's time for change, because obviously they don't want to be with a manager that's not winning games and have the lowest percentage of all the Man United managers in the league, and it's just not Manchester United like, as you know what I mean. So Amrin also was feeling very confident again, like as he is. Like, I feel like he's a very good spokesman in these press conferences. Like, you can see how he articulates himself talking to the media. You know how he is. I just feel like he just now needs to buckle down, like use this game against Chelsea to fight back. Chelsea are going off a win. Well, did they win? No, they did. They drew against Brentford and they lost against Bayern Munich. So but again, what you could say about Chelsea, they are very attacking team. They know how to utilize their attacks off the wings, playing Cole Palmer through this middle, and if Pedro Neto's on the left or on the right, there's a lot of attacking prowess there for Chelsea. So what does that mean? Would Garnacho start for Chelsea? Maresca will probably play him against Chelsea, against United, because I know for a fact Garnacho wants to make his mark known. Because obviously we saw his performance against Bayern Munich. It was very slow. Like, I don't think he was able to I didn't see any take-ons with him to, who was it? Was it Lima? Lima on the back? Lima was playing right back, right? I think it was. So we didn't see that. But again, Premier League and Champions League are two completely different leagues, right? So we'll see how that goes on. But I would start and say, from My United's perspective, Amrin needs to actually get these balls rolling. Because right now, if United lose again against Chelsea, a number of concerns are going to be raised yet again for the manager. Who do you start in the team? Who do you implement off the bench? How are you going to use this to make yourself, okay, I'm facing adversity right now, but is there time for me to be like, okay, guys, let's make sure we're converting these chances, And it's easier saying than done. Because Me, I ain't no coach. I ain't got no coaching badges. I've coached football before. I have, but not to the level of Ruben Amorim. All I can speak of is a fan of football and what my opinion is on the matter at hand. That's all I can speak of. But as we're all fans of the game, we also need to make sure that we understand different perspectives of opinions. If Amrin is saying that he's not going to change the style or change the man, what does that mean for Ineos? If Ineos are not changing that and they believe that Amrin is the guy, because you can clearly refer to Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, it took him a long time for Man United to be successful. You can look at Liverpool. Klopp was also in that situation. How many years did Klopp take for Liverpool to be in this position? But not 15th though. That's also the asterisk you can put. Arteta, look at Arteta again. When he's reigning under Arsenal, they're still in that transition phase. Again, trying to go for the titles. But again, the big question mark is they were not root bottom of being 15th in the league. That's the only thing the other teams had against Man United, you know? Chelsea have a good job of sacking managers when it doesn't go right. So why in this position, Man United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, sticking with Amorim? There has to be they've also said that Amorim's tenure here is not is a progress. You know what I mean? Let's just say it's a progress. So I'm looking at that information. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Let's see the progress from start of the season to this Chelsea game. Now, again, other speculations are talking about he's only got 3 games left. He might lose his job in the international break because after the 3 games there's another international break. So if they're going to do things like that, they're going to have to do it very quickly. You know, they have time. Don't want to rush in and have an interim manager and then try to scour the world for a new manager. You know. So whatever happened in that meeting, Amorim knows that yes, it's all well and good having these stats, but at the end of the day, if you don't win the game, like no one's really gonna believe that all these stats that's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like there's the saying that you can take a horse to the water fountain, but only the horse will decide if he wants to drink the water from the water fountain. And I believe that because all these tactics that Amorim are doing, there's only so much you can train these players, and you're the manager. You're setting up the team, so it's how you set up the team. They're gonna deliver for you. You know, for example, Man City game. In my opinion, I don't think Luke Shaw should be starting against Chelsea because we saw the mistakes what he did. How he got rudely embarrassed by Doku. And again, having a shoulder-to-shoulder battle with Haaland when we all know that's not going to work. So, what now? Do we play Dogu now? What's the formation going to be looking at? I do have a sheet to show you what it looks like, well, in my perspective, how it looks like. I have done... Let me just show you guys so you guys know what I'm talking about. Just show you guys. So this is my team sheet that I have done. For us to face Chelsea, this is what we need to do. Yeah? Euro here, De Ligt in the middle, Mazraoui on the right side. You have Sané Lamons starting in goal. You have Ahmad as a right wing back, Dogu as a left wing back, Casemiro, middle, partnership with Bruno. And then you have Mbeumo and Cunha, the midfield 10s, and then you have Sesko up top starting. Now, how it all depends on how you display. Do you know what I mean? There is this massive gap right here, which would be hard because if Casemiro is playing up top, he needs to have this, and this is why Aaron always talks about having the energy to run up and down the pitch. Because I don't think Casemiro will be up here, and then when they counter, the space is open. You know? Let's say Dogu's always up here, Ahmad is always up here, the ball is here. This is how it looks like when we're up like this. Which is well and truly nice. But then again, when we're getting countered, there's also a lot of space that's missing, you know? in a transitional phase. You see how Bruno likes to whiz himself up here. The press is beaten. Bruno's also beaten. Now it's like this. Let's say Dog is probably up here and I'm just here. Once Chelsea beat this, there's only 4 people in here to defend it, the lines, which can be very hard. How you defend it yourself, do you know what I mean? In fact, you can actually put Mazraoui up here if you want, and you can put like this, because Mazraoui can actually play this position. So it's all about how we start. I do feel like if we play more to ourselves and we're very intricate, we're able to do it. But then again, how do we get the ball to Sesko, which is our main target? Sesko being our main target, and we're not getting the ball to him, is going to be very hard if we're not playing the ball. Like, for example, Amad and Mbuma are here. The ball goes straight to the wing. Amad needs to try and find a way to cross the ball to find Sesko. But what normally happens is we're in this position here. Instead of us going to the byline, we like to just go inside here and shoot. Where when we have someone in here lurking already, and that doesn't need to happen. You know? Mbumo's on this side, we'll cut in and then shoot. I do feel like we need to start using the byline a bit more to find Sesko. You know, I feel like that would be very good if we can do that. So let's see what happens in training. You know, but this is for me the lineup what I feel like it should be. It should be like. If in case Chelsea are attacking, we can actually utilize Casemiro, because I feel like Casemiro has a good way of showing he can play the balls long into the channels. So when Casemiro has the ball here, if Amad is running or Mbumo's running, spreading out to the wing, we can get those long balls across to this section here of the pitch. Mbuma has a very good first touch, so he's able to control the ball, go to the wing, get the ball into Sesko, so Sesko can finish. But it's all about communication in this final half. Amrin did speak about final halves and how we utilize creating the chances in those final halves. So let's see. Like, I'm very excited to see how it will work. If it does work, if it doesn't work, then again is another L. But we need to be very careful on how Chelsea play and how to utilize our attacks. Because again, Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, Caicedo, that midfield three will definitely have their hands on this in this area. Once these two are beaten up here, now it's just these two. But Bruno is normally up here like this, making the diamond. Casemiro is always lurking by himself. Once Casemiro gets beaten, now this is the problem here. This whole gap is the problem. So this is where we are losing the battles. This is why Amran is talking about legs. But what I would like to see is also if Kobe Mainoo starts. I don't know if he will actually start. But if he does, then that's a positive on our side. You know, obviously Ruben is not a big fan of Kobe, but I would like to see Kobe in the second half. Maybe joining the team. Because I feel like he did very well against Man City, but unfortunately he wasn't on for too much longer. And what's happening with Xerxes? Like, is Xerxes going to play as well? I don't want him to just be ostracized to the side, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's just my thoughts. Quick preview about the game against Chelsea. My prediction will probably be, let's say 2-1 United. Hopefully United will win that game. And yeah, man, let's see. Let me know your comments below. Let me know your thoughts as well in below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Take care and peace.